Coming up on iPads in the classroom, art history. Hi, my name is Guy Trainin, and this is iPads in the Classroom from TechEdge, and today we're talking about art history, and I want to present 3 apps that all show art history on a timeline, and it's a good way to introduce students to just the variety of periods and the variety of artists that created in different periods. The first app that I'd like to talk about is called Timeline Art Museum, and in this app you can navigate throughout history looking at different artists. So this starts in the Renaissance and moves forward, so it's not a full history. You can move it with your finger sideways, you can move it with a little button that moves it considerably quicker, and you can also look at the more detailed view right up top, so you can go through, and any press on this will give you access to multiple creations by the same artist from that period. And what I love about this app is it actually has multiple examples for each one of the artists, so it's more than one. You can unlock more, but I'm not sure it's necessary, especially not if you introduce students to a period in time. You can see you can switch that, you can make that full screen, and you can go back to the presentation with the information, the brief information about the artist and the period, the topic, etc. So you can go back then to the timeline and scroll through and have more examples from that period and the next period. So this is Timeline Art Museum. The next app I want to talk about is called ArtHD. And in ArtHD you have very rich content. You can search by artist, organized by time. You can look at it by period, and in this case they have chosen to use centuries as the way to look at things. And whatever artist you choose, you can see that there's a selection of art pieces but by that artist, and you can focus on a specific piece and you'll get a much bigger picture, and then you can add it to your gallery, so they can practice curation, which is an important skill, and the ability to explain it. So there are ways to use the favorites as an assignment in class. You can also so you can search, as we said, by periods or by artists. You can actually search, so you can search for a specific artist. This is the gallery you've created, so these are the pictures that I've identified, and you can put them in different formats, so you have them in a short format or you can see them in larger ones. And finally, there's a quiz. So if students think that they are capable and they want to see how well they can do, they can actually get a series of questions, and you can choose how many questions, and they have to recognize who the artist is by looking at their art. The final feature I want to show you is the bio feature, and in that you're able to generate some information about the artist, so students can learn about the artist and the time and not just look at the art. So this one is called ArtHD, and again it's focused on a timeline and giving students access to multiple exemplars of an artist's work. The last one is called Coronapedia Art, and in Coronapedia what you can look at is a timeline that is considerably richer, and one of the things I love about this timeline is the ability of students, and us obviously, visually to see that many artists overlap. And you can see those build, and then if you click on one of those artists, you can actually see a biography of that artist and then multiple examples of their work. And if you want, there's also a connection to Wikipedia that'll give you even more details and links that are available. So you can get a lot of information, in this case Marx Ernst, about the artist, and you can go back to the timeline and select somebody else from that time period. Hartley would be here, and then you can move up and down the timeline, and the artists would fill up as they're recognized, so it goes all the way to current artists. And if you move up and down, you can see that you can actually move and discover more and more artists. So today we talked about 3 apps that help explore art history. They're all centered around timeline. They're organized a little bit differently, but all have a wealth of both text information and, more importantly, visual information showing the artist's work. And we'll see you next time on iPads in the Classroom.